Hello everyone. Today we're going to do circles and spheres and probably stairs. But that's the plan, at least. We shall see. I'm going to show the difference between a circle made using pixel circles versus the circles made using the cutting a circle out of a sphere technique. So I'm going to start with the, let's see, I think these are 20. Yeah, that one's 20. So I'm going to do a 21. I'm going to make two separate circles. One with doing the circle technique. What you're going to do is you're going to make a box. It's going to be, it needs to be 20 by 20, or 21 by 21 by 21. Now pulling it off the floor. I probably don't have to, because, well, actually I know I don't have to, but I have a habit of pulling everything off the floor. So you're going to go to your add tool, and by default I have mine in cube. I'm going to make it a circle by hitting C. I'm going to shift click on the box, and I'm going to move the circle. This moves the circle 21 by 21 by 21. Or a 21 diameter circle is what this should make. I just check it. And since I happen to be using rubicite, it's nice and shiny. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a, let's see, 17. Another square that's 17 by 17 by 17. Basically I just subtracted 4 to give it two voxels on each, two cube spaces on each side. Do the same thing again. Go to my add tool, make sure it's in circle mode. Shift click on the box. Wait a second. Don't need to use the add tool, need to use the delete tool. So let's try it again. Going to do 17 by 17. But as I said, we're going to use the delete tool this time, not the add tool. You need to also make sure your delete tool is still in the circle. Okay, now what I've got to do is get this circle into the center of that circle. And it can be a little tricky. But you just want to go through and check all your sides once you get it lined up. Thinking that's not right.
Do you see the lines of the circle right now with the rubicite? Because I cannot see them.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because it's red. There, that looks better. Okay, then I'm going to hit check mark. And what it did was it deletes out that inside. So I'm going to select. Good evening, Elka. I'm going to select the middle of this. I'm going to select the middle this way. Because when I put it up against the other one, I'm going to set them up anyway. So I'm going to go and pull out the middle this direction. So I'm making sure that I have all my sides out like that, and make sure that it's right in the center, which it should be. Okay. Control C and Control V and cut it out, and I'm going to paste it out here. So this, I did no smoothing, I just created it with the circle. Oops. Oh. Sorry, Rocca's circle got intermixed with mine.
I did it on purpose.
Oh. Okay. So you see it's still a little jaggedy. And that's the problem that I end up with when making circles this way, is that it's still a little jaggedy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to take a 20, and one of the things I found though, that this technique works better on odd number diameters. Not necessarily better than this technique over here, but the best you're going to get from this technique is going to be from an odd diameter. From this technique over here, even diameters are going to be better. And so I've come up with a way of, instead of smoothing the 21, I take a 20 and smooth it, and then just add the extra voxel to it. Add the extra space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stack this. And if when you do it, you see how my mouse is sitting on the circle itself? If you line up your second one, your second stack, while your mouse is on your first stack, it makes it easier to put the rest of the stacks in. So, because we're going to do this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you move your mouse to get the second one in, then you're going to have to move the mouse around to get the third one in, and move the mouse around to get the fourth one in. It's better if you just put your mouse on that first one and use your arrow keys and your scroll to line it up. So now I am going to select all but the top one and the bottom one, making sure I have all sides covered. I'm going to smooth it 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's full smooths, not the control smooths. Hey, Poro.
7 layers, you said?
Yep. Stack it 7, smooth the 5. Smooth the 5 layers 7 times.
Yeah, and only 5 layers, yeah, okay.
Now, because this isn't even, I'm going to cut it. This is 20, so I'm going to cut a 10 by 10 out of it like that. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to change my direction arrows using my tab key, and I'm going to hit V to mirror it, and I'm going to move it over to where there's one space like that and paste. And then I'm going to change the arrow keys, mirror again with V, going to move it back, doing an extra one space. Change my arrows, use V to mirror again, give it the one space. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the Add tool, going to make sure use C to go back to cube instead of a circle. And I'm going to add in this space here. Just one. Okay, then I'm going to do Control V to paste again. And I'm going to go back around the circle and paste this back in again. To straighten up where the new block was put in. If not, it gets a little warped right there where that block is. Well, currently I'm in lethality, and I'm also in Landmark Exiles, which are both great guilds. I have 3 accounts, so for me, I'm likely just going to put 1 account in each guild, and the people I hang out with on Raid Call are talking about starting a guild, so I'll probably put my 3rd account on in that guild. I'd rather be able to have all of my characters in all the guilds, but you know, I joined them all for different reasons. I joined Lethality because of streaming. It kind of helps me to understand, you know, those people help me to understand what I need to do when I need help with streams. I joined Landmark Exiles because they deal with their Euro guild, and I do classes for them. And then my people on Raid Call because they hang out with me all the time. So I've got that. I'm going to Control C and Control V, and I'm going to turn it up and see how the difference in the smoothness between these two. I'm going to select it all and paint it red so that you can see how they are set the same and how they are different. You can see that the one that I made using the pixel circle it's not going to be as rounded like that, but it's going to be smoother. Now I can do some voxel messing with this and maybe get it smoother. Yeah, I can line tool it. Actually, we can try a little line tooling. It will help it. And this one, it might actually clean it up. Oops. But another problem you're going to have with this is, you see, that is 1 Q space thickness, and this one is about 2. And you're really not going to be able to get it with the circle cut anything smaller than a 2. without it really messing up. See how it's already messed up here, and you know, have a hard enough time getting it straightened out. It straightens out a little bit, but it's still gonna have its little glitches in it. I can get it, as I said, I can get it a little straightened out, but it's not going to clear all the way out. So it's really going to depend on where you're going to be looking at this from. But these are your two choices for making circles like this. Another choice, though, would be, let me try this. This is a diagonal cutter. So I'm going to see what we can get with a diagonal cutter. With this thing. So I'm going to take this thing, this ball that has the hole in it. And Tenma showed me how to do this. I don't know exactly who came up with this circle, this diagonal circle cutting technique, but I learned it from Tenma. If you really want to know who came up with it, you can ask him. He'll probably be able to tell you. I'll make sure I have the whole ball selected. Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
What are you guys up to?
You got a macro set up.
Streaming my class right now.
Oh, okay. What are you teaching?
Circles. So I'm going to try and line this up. May have gotten this wrong because this is not exactly let me see, I should be able to get it right that way. Maybe. I think it's right that way. Okay, and I'm going to paste this down. Like that. Now I'm playing with this because I haven't done this yet. I want to try this out. I've seen, as I said, I've seen Tenma do this. For one, I think I'm going to have to extend this out to get a big enough line tool for it to matter. But I got my marks on how I'm wanting to do it. So let me just, actually let me get a white. Okay. So let's see if I can get this to do this. Since the circle is 21, I'm guessing we're going to need 21. So, yeah, so it's on the blue, and it's probably going to go up one more. I think I've got it. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it there, I'm going to click it, and then I'm going to line it up on this other side on the same blue mark. Okay, see? It's lined up. It's green when it's lined up. It didn't let me do it. Let me try doing a smaller one. I can do it twice if I need to. Okay. I don't know why that's not working. Let's try it this way, see if that'll work. If not, I might just have to skip it. as I said, I've done this. I've seen Tenma do it before, but I've never done it myself. So, oh, okay, there we go. It's working from that direction. I guess it's the way I've got it turned. Which happens. East, west orientation does matter. And basically, I'm going to have to do it again. Because I got to get the top of that. And it looks like it's might not be as nice as I wanted it to be. Okay, I'm going to have to extend these two sides real quick. By adding. Okay, and then we're going to do the line tool on this side.
I'm opening your Twitch just so you get another viewer, but I'm watching baseball. I want your channel to have more views, though.
Again.
Wasn't. I watch
Well,
baseball
thank you.
every night, Rack. They play every night.
Okay. And let's
It's just too bad you cannot make a diagonal selection. Still needs to be square.
yeah. Well, we're going to see this. We're going to see what it does with this versus what it does if we just turn it.
Well, I just rotated for 45 degrees and this is my results.
Okay. And that's what you got when you rotated 45 degrees? Okay, well, let's see what we get with this, because it looks like it's going to be pretty hard to get
The
out.
thickness it is 3 voxels wide. And I just copy pasted out of the sphere we just made, and just rotated 45 degrees, and that's the results. And the way Temma did it, what you're doing right now, is the way you make a 45 degree angle circles the old way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Now I gotta find a place to put it.
One second, I'm
Because
cleaning
getting
something.
it out of this thing is not gonna be easy. Looks like I didn't get my circle in the right spot, because it's a little off.
Here, made some space for you.
I should be able to cut it diagonally in sections. real problem with this is it takes an awful lot of time to do it.
Yeah, you need to take it piece by piece by piece.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. There we go.
So what's the thickness of your diagonal circle at the moment? 4?
Yeah, looks like it.
Alrighty.
So you're just moving this selection over one and back one. So you get this cutout piece. Make sure I put it in right.
Well, at the moment it's looking very good.
As I said, this is kind of tedious. For a technique, it is really time consuming just to make one circle.
Yep. Yeah, totally agreed.
But you
this
get to
was
see
also the only way to make 45-degree angle as circles before we could rotate it.
And I've actually successfully made spiral staircase using this cutting technique.
It's just a bit. We're seeing a lot of spikes already in your circle.
Yeah. That is a bit worrisome. But this does give us an idea of the difference between old technique and new technique. So we get to see exactly how good this circle they gave us is. Let's say I think there was one more sliver over here. Hi, Shadow. Okay, this is what it looks like. Well, oh no, I don't think that last one went in right.
It's almost a flat tire. Sorry.
Trying to figure out exactly where it was supposed to go. To not really wanting to go in. It's a bit spiky. I mean, this one is too, but, well, let's color yours red and see what it looks like.
What they already mentioned is 45 degree, making something 45-degree angle is possible, but it will make spikes and a lot of warpings and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not really perfect, but at least we can make 45-degree angles. Do know this is this is 3 wide and not 4, like you making it.
Yep. Well, you're 4 wide.
So
Well,
you're
basically,
trying to
it's taking the same thing here and
Oh.
just 4 wide's kind of hard because you're trying to give an even to an odd number.
Uh-huh.
So even
Well,
if we
if I'm-
say take this and stack it, let's try that. Stack it 4 and turn it and see what it
Well,
does.
how many times do you want to stack it? 7 times and then rotate it?
No, 4 to match that one. Oops. Get it off the floor. 2, 3, 4. I'm actually going to stack it one more time because I cleaned up that other side a little bit. But I'm only going to take the 4 for this experiment on turning.
And the problem is you cannot precisely do a 35-degree angle. That's a little bit too bad.
Okay.
Well, 45-degree angle and tilting it is a little bit too much.
Yep, that's... you would expect that to be. Okay. Here we go. Now you see what the difference is. It's going to be... yeah, they're turning 45 degrees. Looks a well of a lot better.
The way I did it?
Now see? This is the 4 I've turned at 40, and this is a cut 4 out of a circle, which doesn't even look too good because it's... I don't know. It's got a lot of problems. So I think I'd say the excuse me, the new weight's better for this one. Even though I still like the this way with this one. And I could have probably tried my cleaner version. But it not being as thick is also going to have downfalls doing the stacking and turning. You can easily make this one thicker. Before you do the smoothing, you just inlay another layer inside your pixel circle.
Yeah, because if you do it with the pixelated circles, and you're making a circle out of it, and then try to make a 35-degree angle out of it, it's not going to get ended well, because it's getting a lot of spikes and stuff like that. So, not recommending it. Your circle, if you want to make something like 35-degree angle, you need to make your circle at least 2 thick.
Yep, well, we'll see. Let's see what it does. I'm going to set it here and show everybody what it does. You can see why you need to make it too thick.
Well, there's your example. Right next to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to take it out of your other circle. Oh, wait a minute, that was an illusion.
And it's quite, yep. Just like his, it's quite a bit jaggy. Whoops. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't
Kind of
really
got
see it
mixed
from
up
the
with
side,
the
but
circle here.
Well, try to look at them with the with the white I got here. You can see it's a lot of spikes and stuff like that.
But that would go away, as I said, by thickening your original circle to begin with.
Yep.
That's quite easy to do. Just go either around the outside or around the inside. Which, if you're counting it by diameter, you can actually you'll need to do it on the inside if you need the diameter to stay the same. And you can do this still with it, to cut and increase if you're wanting a odd diameter. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show was the spiral stairs. This is a pretty cool technique. I'm going to skip forward to this part. Since I've already showed you how to do this part, I am going to do this. Wait a second. Southeast corner. I'm going to do these. Like that. I'm going to cut out just a quarter. Like that. And you need to turn your quarter where it's facing the southeast corner. That's why I have the E and the S in my classroom, so I know which corner is the southeast corner. And let's paint these. let's paint it. We'll stick with the red since we're using red a lot. Red is nice and shiny and gives you good idea of lumpiness, like obsidian. We always called it the obsidian test. Obsidian shows deformations really well. So rubicite, the new shiny rubicite does as well. So okay, now we're going to heal this outer edge. Okay, so you're going to make your heal tool as little as possible. You're going to hold down the J key to pull it out off of the side. This only works in the southeast corner, because on the other corners it actually will deform your arch, which we're not wanting. We're just wanting to heal the edge. So you're going to go around and heal the edge. Just like that. You get this edge nice and healed. We're going to copy it. Control C, Control V to copy and to put it back into paste mode. And we're going to paste down once, still in the southwest corner. We're going to leave it on up and down, and we're going to mirror it. Now I'll show you why we're going to mirror it. Oh, I didn't mirror it that time, and it didn't hurt it. Wonder if they fixed that. See if mirror will help those edges right there, because it's still a little bit off on the edges. Yeah, this tornado template, that's what it is. It's the roughed out circle that you smooth down into a regular circle, into the smooth circle. And getting this aligned can be a little nuisance. Looks like they fixed some of the mirroring technique problems where we had to mirror. Looks like they fixed the jags that was giving. Because now it's only jagging a little bit on these edges, and that's what it was doing before. So they may have fixed that when they were fixing the paste without air. Maybe. This is one of the problems that come along in the game, is when they change things and then the techniques are all different. So it looks like you don't need to do the mirror again. It looks like it's anymore because it's not helping. And the paste with air isn't any better than the paste without air now. So we may be able to do this now without without doing the healed. If we can, it should be pretty cool. So let's see that. Let's see if we don't have to heal it. If we don't have to heal it, we should be able to do half. Instead of just a quarter. Nope. Still looks like we need... Let's try pasting without air. See if that fixes it. You know what, it's only going to fix it on one side because of the way that you have to move it back. Yeah. Because of the way you have to cut it to move it back, you can only do one half at a time. But you still are getting pretty smooth staircase. So now it seems that we can do it without using the heal tool. And you can do it on any side that you want. Just make sure that you only do a quarter at a time because, well, if you do a half, it has to overlap if you're going to pull it back. So it looks like it works on this side. Anything else? Anyone have questions or anything like that? These are just, you know, playing with circles. Now, what I can do is show you what I was doing today, which is, if y'all have nothing else, no one has any other questions, I'll show you what I was doing today. Which is upstairs, which is pretty neat. It's what, part of what Domino was doing yesterday. And I started playing with stuff and came up with some pretty weird designs here. So basically what I did, I started out I'm going to drop my healed earth sheet up here off of my floor so I don't affect my floor. And I'm going to paint in two, 4, 4, and 2, like that. And I'm going to copy it out. You got to make sure it's a healed earth sheet shadow. Just use your heal tool on it. There you go. We do that so that we can copy out this shape without getting, we can put this shape down and you copy it out without getting, because if it was dirt, you'd actually get dirt too. With it healed earth, you can't copy healed earth, so we're just copying the shape out. and we're going to do the regular stack and smooth. So we're going to go up and we're going to stack it 7 times. 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to select this center 5. And we're going to do our normal 7 smooth on it. 6, 7. Okay. And I'm going to pull out the middle. Now I put in checkerboard floors because they show you what things are doing. I am going to come over here and I'm going to set this straight onto my checkerboard floor. Like that. Just set it on top. Set it on top. Well, that was weird. Doesn't look like it did anything. That one came up a little bit smaller than the other one did. I'm not too sure why. Okay, I'm going to copy out the floor underneath. Yep, see, that didn't do it right. I think when I held down shift, when I held down the Q button, it messed something up. I have my Q button as my push to talk at the moment. I think when I held down Q, it messed something up. Or maybe it didn't. I hate when things mess up. It happens quite often. Because that is the shape I had before, and for some reason this is the shape I have now, which is a little bit smaller. So I may have only done 5. Let me undo the smooth. Yep, see, that one's better. That one's more like the one I had. So I guess I did 6 smooths on it. And I stuck it on the floor. It still didn't do what I wanted it to. Why in the world is it not doing it? Oh. There it is. You do want to paste this with your air voxels. Use paste with air voxels when you put it down. That was the difference. Because what we're looking for is this really interesting pattern right here. The pattern right there. See, it has this almost Karen Star-like look to it, which I made this out of. Just painted that, and it became this block right here. And then I copied out just the parts that I wanted, like that. And if you notice, it's kind of wobbly, like that. And to fix that, since what I want is the pattern that's on top, so anyone who remembers the inlay technique, I'm going to stamp what's on top on bottom just by dropping it down and pasting it. So it makes the top and the bottom uniform. And so what I end up is this. It's like a Karen star with a circle in the middle. Or you can paint it all the same and it looks kind of more like this. It's like a warpy Karen star. But you can also do, and this one I shoved this block into. I took a regular block to make that. I took this regular block and I did this. I made a 2x2 box and I pasted it inside like that, and it makes this right here. I'm gonna undo that real quick. I'll copy it out and show you what it looks like. And it looks kind of like that. But if you can see, I can paint the red in. So you can see it's a box inside of a star. So I paint one color and then, oops. Paint the black back in so we can get the black. And paint the white in. Oops. And we get, so we've got now have one that's like a Karen star with a circle, and we've got a Karen star with a square. And a circle for that matter, because it's kind of got a circle around it as well. Let me see. If we paint that a different color, let's see what that looks like. Let's do the blue for that, so we can see this. So now we have what kind of looks like a square inside of a circle, inside of a star. Now this came about just